Welcome back to another video on life hacking, and today I'll be talking about how I make transportation free for me here in Singapore. For you to understand the context of this video in depth, remember to watch part 1 of this video series where I talk about the cost of car ownership versus taking taxi every other day. I'm ready to buy a car and I'm going to buy one of the cheapest cars here in Singapore, and I'll need a $40,000 minimum down payment on this car. Instead of putting down payment for the car, what if I took the $40,000 and make the money work hard for me? Okay, what do I mean by that? Means I'll take the $40,000 and go and invest it so my money can make money for me. Okay, there are many investments out there, and remember that we are trying to find the best returns for the lowest risk possible. Okay, one of the ways I know is investing in REITs. REITs is just another way of investing into properties. Property investments in Singapore are generally safe unless the building collapses and go boom. There are many kinds of property out there, and it's the same for REITs. REITs, we have commercial REITs, that means we build commercial buildings. There are industrial REITs, that means industrial buildings. There are hospital REITs. There is hotel REITs, and there is also like retail REITs. We are talking about like retail malls. So there are many forms of REITs outside there, and generally they give you from maybe a 3% and on a very good day maybe 10%, like in the 08 crisis was around 10%. So if you can get around 5% and above, generally it's actually not a bad investment. Okay, looking at the few categories that I have over here, the commercial, the industrial, the hotel, retail, and healthcare. Looking at these 5, which of these 5 do you feel is the safest? I actually asked a class of 80 people, and they all came back with the same answer: healthcare REITs. Healthcare is always on the rise as the aging population goes. Healthcare is always a need in this society, and you're always going to get more and more over time. So when we are looking at healthcare REITs available here in Singapore, there's 2 I want to point out, which is one is the Parkway REITs and the other one is the First REITs. Today I'm going to talk about First REITs, and as of 31st December 2018, they own 20 properties, 16 in Indonesia, 3 in Singapore, and 1 in South Korea, with a total net asset value of $1.35 billion. Currently, this REIT is giving a dividend yield of 8.4%. I'm just going to make a simple number of 8% over here. At 8%, I think it's a very reasonable price considering the risk involved. Remember here, they own the hospital. They do not run the hospital, they own it. And a tenant will come in to occupy the hospital to give them rental. So remember, they do not run the hospital, they lease the hospital out to a tenant. Okay, imagine this case over here. The tenant totally screws up, which I have not heard of this before in a hospital. What do you think First REITs will do? First REITs will tell the tenant, hey, and a new tenant will come in to take over the hospital. Remember, First REITs is the owner of the property. They do not run the hospital itself. Given that the healthcare industry is always expanding and always needed, I'm pretty sure if the tenant has an issue, there'll be a new tenant that comes in. So with 8% a year dividend yield, and I put my $40,000 into investing in this REIT, I'll be getting $3,200 a year. And when you're going to divide that by the number of days a year, 365, that equates to $9 a day. $9 a day is more than enough to cover my transportation costs here in Singapore. A train ride might cost you about $2, a bus ride might cost you about $1. Overall, my expenses for transportation in Singapore is covered. So here is another kicker. Remember, there's this thing called inflation. Things get more expensive over time. Like, you know, the cup of tea, the cup of coffee you like to drink all the time, over the years it gets more and more expensive. And the same applies to most products outside there. So what happens with inflation is that, yes, my transport costs may go up, but remember, healthcare costs will go up, and that translates to more dividend I'm getting. So imagine this, with $40,000, it covers my transport costs for the rest of my life. So with 40,000 and with the right knowledge, this is how I life hack getting free transport for the rest of my life. Hey, hi friends, I really hope you like this video. Remember to subscribe to my channel and on the notification button so you won't miss a single of my video. Thanks for watching my video to the very end. I see you soon to the next video.